How's it going, everybody? Hope we're all doing all okay today. Back with a brand new video, and as you can see, nice calm day today. So I'm gonna have a wander in the woods, head up to my camp, and we're going to talk about Bigfoot once again. So obviously, it's one of my favourite subjects, and we're going to be discussing the possibility that Bigfoot might be the product of some sort of alien experimentation, just like the dragons from the other day. So that sounds like something that you're interested in learning more about. You know the drill. Stick around to find out more. It's funny, I've just been trying to find a young white-tailed deer that I just seen when I were filming the intro clips that you always see at the start. The one where there's the wall of rhododendron bushes. Just as I switched the camera off, saw the tail shoot past in the bushes. So I've been trying to track it, but I can't find it, man. I mean, deer, they're, you know, if you're lucky enough to spot one, it's only for a couple of seconds. Because as soon as they see you, they put as much distance between you and them as they possibly can. And they're so quiet, so light on their feet as well. You'll never hear them. So, never mind. Another thing as well, before I wanted to get onto today's topic, it's very mild today. Like where I am, in, you know, northwest of England, I've had a lot of snow over January, and then in particular, last couple of days, the wind has just been freezing cold, like really, really cold weather. And obviously this time of year, I always wrap up. I always have a hoodie on underneath this coat. This coat is warm anyway, you know. But yeah, might be having to take this off later on. Really mild. So yeah, I tell you what, I'm ready for summer now. You know, like obviously, I started making these videos in October, I think it were, just as winter was coming. I'm excited for you all to see what my area looks like in the summer. You know, when everything that is at its height. So yeah, roll on summer. Alright, check this out that I've just found. This is an example of strange things that you find when you're out in the woods. This here, wedged perfectly in the ground. It's been snapped off here by something. Unless it's blown off a tree and just gone whoosh, straight into the ground like a javelin. This is, you know, definitely been done by something, as opposed to it happening naturally. I mean, you can see, you know, like it. Placed firmly in the ground. You know, that depth, that's about 4 inches, I guess. And then for height, like that's why I've included me here. I'm just a shade under 6 foot. So I guess this is about, I don't know, 5'4", 5'5", maybe. Weird. Could be people that have done it. Just people messing around. I could have done it, but I haven't. And I'm admitting that to you. because what would I gain from hoaxing other than just more views? I've just found this now as I'm just walking along through my woodland. You know, these crop up not often, but every so often you will see a new one that's off the path. But this is the biggest one I've ever seen. They're usually only, you know, half a foot in size, and they're always running next to the river as well, the stream, I should say. My theory was always that Bigfoot in this area, they use it as a marker, maybe, to direct other wandering ones in the, you know, the direction of where the resources are. I don't know, it's just a theory. Obviously, I've been, you know, into this subject for 4 years. Been coming in here as often as I can, day and night, looking for clues that these things are around. Sometimes they just disappear, you know, like these sticks. Sometimes they just dry up. And then sometimes they're everywhere. So, it's weird. It's very weird, but something has definitely placed us here. So I'm just going to leave it. Obviously, I don't want to, if it is, you know, something to do with the big guy, I don't want to, like, remove a territorial marker or, you know, something that's here. Look at it, it's well weird, that. Might be something, you know, to help direct his family. I don't know. Anyway, let's crack on. So then, are Bigfoots the product of more genetic engineering and alien experimentation? This isn't, I suppose it would even really warrant a video on its own, this, but because it's kind of just a spin-off to what I was saying a couple of days ago about dragons. But, you know, I know I'm coming out today, and I weren't even planning on making a video, to be honest. We're going to talk about it. So, what is the chances of this theory being true? What is it we're talking about here? This kind of goes back to what I was saying about evolution and our common ancestor, whatever that is, because we don't know. Zoologically and scientifically, we still don't know what the common ancestor is between us and the great apes. Now, one of the theories is maybe, you know, 100,000 years ago, a Gigantopithecus managed, maybe a small one, managed to copulate with, you know, a human, a Homo sapien, I should say, and maybe that's what Bigfoot is. I don't know, but it's a plausible theory, because, you know, we are, us and the great apes, there's only a couple of % difference in our, you know, genetic makeup. That's what makes them our closest living relatives. So it would be safe to assume, possibly, that apes of the past were the same as well, like Gigantopithecus. What if our alien friends, our friends up in the sky, have been up to their old tricks again, like what I was speculating about the other day, talking about dragons, and they've been messing around with animals on Earth again in the last 100,000 years. Now, there is a theory that obviously the ancient pyramids, you know, the Mayan temples, Inca temples, Sumerian temples, all the rest of that, that, you know, they're of extraterrestrial design and origin, which again, we touched upon that in our last video, but that they didn't actually build them themselves, and we were used as slave labour, essentially. We were created in their image, but in a way that we could, I suppose, take a bit of a pounding, really, and be a hardy and robust species that was capable of doing the work for these beings. So yeah, how would that work, you might ask? Well, the thing is about us as a species, we still have genes inside of our genetic makeup, our DNA, that we don't use anymore. They're essentially, you know, a null, you know, gene DNA sequence, if that's what you want to term it. but they're still there, and in theory they can be reactivated. So what I'm talking about, for example, we don't have tails like, you know, lesser monkeys, lesser primates, shall we say, but the bone is still there at the base of our spine, and it's just that we have no need for it anymore. We've essentially, you know, evolved past it, but it is still there, and through the power of genetic science, in theory, you could reactivate it and, you know, create a person born with a tail. And then it's like, obviously we don't, I mean, I'm quite hairy, but we're not covered in hair like we used to be, and that was because we invented clothes to cover ourselves up. And over time, through the many generations that have evolved on this planet, we, you know, lost our ability to grow great amounts of hair, like apes, like monkeys do. Like I said the other day, a defining characteristic of a mammal is hair and mammary glands as well. But we don't do that anymore, even though we are still mammals. Again, you could, in theory, reactivate those, you know, those genes, so that a person would be born with the ability to grow hair very quickly. So is that what aliens have been doing? So this is another thing that we touched upon in the dragon video. How could a crocodile improve in the eyes of a creator, shall we say, like, you know, aliens? Well, they gave them wings so that they wouldn't be sluggish when they were on land, and that's basically your dragon right there. How could a gorilla improve? A gorilla, fully grown silverback male, is powerful enough to take a grown man like myself by the waist and literally pull me in half. And it wouldn't even require that much effort, really. They're unbelievably strong. But, and despite their intelligence, they're not allegedly as intelligent as we are. You know, gorillas' level of intelligence is sort of on the level of a 5-year-old, which is amazing in itself when you think about it. But it is not on the level of the intelligence of an adult human, shall we say. That's the only way that you could ever improve a gorilla, by giving it a supersized brain. And then by the same token, us as Homo sapiens, again, we have very large brains, and that was a key moment in our evolution when our skull expanded, thus allowing our brain to do the same. But our strength is pathetic, really. Obviously, I'm not talking about on a human scale. You know, there's some very strong humans, but compared to the natural world, compared to gorillas per se, our strength is so meagre and weak. It is laughable. What is the only way that you can improve a human then? To make us stronger? This is where the aliens stepped in and either reactivated long dormant genes within us for us to be able to be strong again on the level of the great apes, shall we say, or did they put us both together? Did they take, you know, Homo sapien and a gorilla, genetically modify and hybridize us, and that's where Bigfoots come from? I don't know, it's an intriguing thought. So why would aliens need to do this? Why would they want to create a human with exaggerated features or a human ape hybrid? Well, this is where what I was saying before about the ancient temples being of extraterrestrial origin and design. Did the aliens create Bigfoot as a way to carry out their slave labour? And all along it turns out that, you know, the giants, shall we say, the Nephilim, we've talked about that before, who were a race of giants in the, you know, Bible times, I guess you could say, that it was actually Bigfoot, and they are the ones who made the pyramids. I don't know. I mean, I might get this wrong, and if I do, I'm really sorry, Mum. But I'm sure the Bible says somewhere that there was, you know, not only a race of people who were giants, who they had something to do with the pyramids, and that Moses himself was also a giant. That he was like 12 foot tall or something like that. I could be wrong there, but I'm sure I remember learning that. And was it figurative or was it literal? Was he actually a giant? Obviously we'll never know. But it's interesting to talk about it. And then another little theory that I've been thinking about, is that did aliens leave Bigfoot here, like on purpose? If they are, you know, essentially a design, a product of extraterrestrial engineering, I guess that makes them aliens as well. I don't know. Bit of a grey area of definition is that. But yeah, have the Bigfoots been left here essentially to, I don't know, keep an eye on us observers from afar, and I don't know, check back in with aliens, I suppose. I know in this country there has been sightings of wild men and UFOs at the same time, which is very interesting. You know, could there be something to that? And of course Bigfoots are allegedly extremely intelligent, and you know, this is plausible because they avoid us, they actively avoid us. But then to contradict that, I guess, you read about sightings and encounters where people have been wild camping all around the world, and Bigfoots have come to them. They've come to check them out. Are they a curious creature, or are they, like my theory is suggesting, sort of keeping an eye on us, observing us from afar? And then I don't know, I guess when the time is right, aliens will come back to Earth and reveal themselves to us. I don't know. Seems like that, you know, like I'm going really far down the rabbit hole of this subject, and I am, but it's still very interesting and intriguing to think about. So I'm going to wrap it up there now for today. Just on the firewood run at the minute. My aim is to collect enough firewood today, and then I don't actually have to leave my den at all. And I can just chill, enjoy the fire, read my book. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, leave us a like, comment if you want. If you think that Bigfoot is, you know, of some sort of extraterrestrial origin, I'd love to know your thoughts. Simon, if you're watching this, buddy, I promise the camera trap video is coming. It is. I'm just playing around with it at the moment before I bring it up here. And obviously I'm going to make a video about it when I do. I'm just waiting for a day as well where I can kind of like match up with my dad's schedule. My plan is to leave it up here just as it's going dark, and then the next day come straight back at sunrise to collect it, and then obviously it's not out for that long. So yeah, people that are interested, I have a camera trap. I'm going to leave it up here soon to try and find out what's taking my apples. So yeah, yeah, like I was saying before, like, comment if you want to, share on your social media. Massively appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.